The sun rose that morning as if it had something to prove, burning brighter, hotter, and faster than any day before. It was the kind of summer day that felt endless, the kind that stays with you forever. For 14-year-old Emma, the summer had started like all the others, quiet, predictable, and maybe even a little boring. She lived in a small town where the days moved slowly and everyone knew each other's business. Her best friend, Leo, had moved to another state just after school ended, and without him, the long days felt like blank pages she didn't know how to fill. She spent most mornings lying in the backyard, listening to the wind rustle through the trees, the occasional bark of a dog in the distance, and the hum of bees circling the clover. Her mom worked double shifts at the diner, and her dad hadn't been around in years. So, the silence grew loud in her heart. One afternoon, as the heat shimmered off the sidewalk, Emma wandered into the old town library, not because she loved reading, but because it had air conditioning. She didn't expect much, but tucked in the back corner of the children's section was a sign that read, "Summer Story Circle, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. She rolled her eyes. Story Circle. For kids, probably. But something about the handwritten sign and the smiley face doodle next to it made her pause. The next Tuesday, she came back, not out of excitement, but out of curiosity and maybe a little loneliness. There were only 3 others in the circle that first day: Mr. Howard, a retired English teacher in his 70s with a voice like velvet and a love for storytelling; Maya, a quiet girl Emma's age who barely spoke above a whisper; and Tyler, a 7-year-old boy who loved dinosaurs and had a laugh that sounded like sunshine. Mr. Howard welcomed them warmly. He began telling a story about a girl who lost her voice and found it in the middle of a thunderstorm. The way he spoke was different, every word carried a rhythm, every sentence seemed to breathe life. Emma leaned in without realizing, listening not just to the story but to the way it was told. The words painted pictures in her mind, and for the first time in weeks, she didn't feel alone. After that, Emma started coming every week. Slowly, she began participating. Mr. Howard encouraged them to bring their own stories, real or imagined. At first, Emma just listened, then one day she brought a short paragraph she had scribbled on the back of a receipt. It was about a girl who planted sunflowers in her backyard because it made her feel like her mother was near. When she read it aloud, her voice trembled, but no one laughed. Mr. Howard nodded thoughtfully. Maya whispered, "That was beautiful," and Tyler clapped like she had just won a prize. Emma felt something loosen inside her, like the tight knot of sadness she had been carrying had started to gently untangle. As the weeks passed, the circle grew. More kids joined. Some were shy, some were loud, but they all had something to say. They shared stories of dragons, of lost pets, of family struggles, of secret wishes. It became more than just a story circle. It was a safe place, a home for words and emotions that didn't always fit anywhere else. Emma and Maya became friends, spending afternoons writing together under the big oak tree behind the library. Emma even found the courage to call Leo, sharing her stories with him over the phone. He said he missed her, and her voice sounded stronger than he remembered. Then, near the end of summer, Mr. Howard announced he would be moving to another town to live with his daughter. The news hit them like a cold wave. Emma felt tears sting her eyes, not just because he was leaving, but because he had become the grandfather she never had. At the final story circle, they all brought something special. Maya sang a song she wrote. Tyler brought a drawing of Mr. Howard riding a dinosaur. And Emma, with her voice clear and confident, read a story about a girl who found her courage through words, friendship, and summer sunlight. As she finished, Mr. Howard stood and placed a hand on her shoulder. "You have a gift, Emma," he said. "Never stop using it. Stories matter. Your voice matters." That summer day ended with laughter, tears, and a sky painted in soft oranges and pinks. Emma walked home with the notebook Mr. Howard had given her as a goodbye gift, the pages still blank but filled with promise. She knew that life wouldn't always be easy. There would be quiet days, hard days, lonely days. But she also knew something she hadn't understood before, that words could be a bridge, a light, a lifeline. And no matter where the road took her, she would keep writing, keep sharing, keep listening. Because sometimes, the hottest summer days bring the most unexpected kind of magic. Moral: our voices are powerful, even when they tremble. In telling our stories, we find healing. In listening to others, we find connection. And in the quietest corners of our lives, we can discover the strength we didn't know we had.